spot all of the best sneakers releasing for All-Star Weekend 2024. And in today's video, I'm gonna unbox all of them and find out which one's the best. But first, I wanna give a huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, Whatnot. I'm also teaming up with Whatnot to give away one of the most hotly anticipated sneakers of the year, the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined, in my upcoming live stream. If you've somehow not yet heard of Whatnot, Whatnot is a live shopping auction platform with sneaker auctions 24 hours a day, some starting at just $1. In fact, in my upcoming live stream, which is happening this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Whatnot, click the link in the top of the description below, all of my auctions are starting at just $1. Whatnot is a great place for buyers and sellers and people just looking to hang out. It's a great place to connect with the community that you're interested in, whether it's sneakers or basketball cards or Legos or vintage collectibles, it does not matter, Whatnot has you covered. I'm also giving away a bunch of Apothecary socks and of course the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. So if you guys want to check out that live stream, which I definitely recommend, make sure to click the link in the top of the description below. Come hang out with me this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and if you show up for the Whatnot live stream, you could win this pair of Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. And also make sure to stay tuned to the end of my live stream because then I'll be rating into Whatnot Warehouse's live stream where they're giving away 10 pairs of Grail sneakers like signed Kobe's and Galaxy Foamposites. And actually not only that, they're also giving away LeBron 9 Big Bangs, Jordan 3 Black Cements, Jordan 3 Free Throw Lines, Kobe 7 Galaxies, Jordan 5 Off-Whites, and many more. So make sure to come check out my live stream on Whatnot this Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Bookmark it by clicking the link in the top of the description below, and you could win a pair of Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined. And once again, huge thank you to Whatnot for being a longtime supporter of the channel. So I have about like 4 pairs of sneakers here, and I'm just gonna start with the biggest box first because that's probably the most exciting. So let's just dive into it. I guess starting with the most exciting first is probably not the best strategy for a video, but we're doing it. So this package is actually from Takeout NY, a store in New York City that actually has multiple locations. We have our Apothecary socks here if you guys want to grab any Apothecary socks in New York. Plus they get all of like the crazy Jordan releases. They also got the Tiffany Nike Air Force Ones. They're one of the only places in New York City where you can grab all those crazy sneaker releases. Pretty much every Nike and Jordan release you can get there. So huge thank you to them for supplying some of the sneakers for today's video. If you guys want to check them out, link in the description below. But the first pair for All-Star Weekend, or dropping this All-Star Weekend, is a pair of Nike KDs. Now, I don't know how many of you guys were sneakerheads back in 2012. I was actually like halfway through college in 2012, but this is a pair of shoes that dropped for All-Star Weekend 2012, or at least was on KD's feet in All-Star Weekend 2012. I'm sure you guys will know what it is when I pop this out of the box. The KD4 Galaxies. When these shoes first released, man, the hype was real for these. Talk about crazy resale prices. Back then, these shoes were going for hundreds, if not thousands, depending on the size. So not only was 2012 like one of the best years for performance basketball sneakers, at least stylistically, because I mean, we got shoes like this, there was also like this huge push for Galaxy themed stuff, like the Galaxy Foamposites, the Galaxy KD4s, a lot of really crazy Galaxy themed shoes, and it was such a dope theme, one that I was really into and one that I could never get pairs of. Galaxy print was just hot back then, and so were glow-in-the-dark outsoles, and so this shoe features that glow-in-the-dark outsole that we all know and love from the 2010s era, and actually just even from childhood. But it's just one of those features that people love. Like, it makes shoes better, in my opinion. Sometimes it can be corny, but in most cases when it comes to Nike basketball sneakers, it adds to the look. So obviously you've got the glow-in-the-dark outsole with this really interesting sort of zigzag traction pattern. It's not herringbone, it's actually, it looks like lightning bolts. And then you can see through this little window, and also on the sides of the outsole, you've got this really cool Galaxy print. And then I guess moving up from there, you've got more Galaxy print on the midsole of the shoe, which is super glossy. Like I said, I always wanted a pair, but I never was able to get one. So it is really crazy to be holding these now. I do like that Nike's bringing back some of those Grail sneakers that we all wanted back in 2010. Unfortunately, the style has changed since 2012, so rocking these casually is a bit more difficult than it was back then because people were just rocking performance basketball shoes around all the time. Nowadays, it's changed up a little bit. That being said, the history behind this shoe, the fact that it actually kind of works with KD's Phoenix colors a little bit, and it's also just one of those Grail sneakers. I think you can get away with it. I think it's a really clean look. Some of my favorite things about the shoe, besides the Galaxy print on the midsole and on the outsole, you've got this silver metallic upper, you've got these orange hits, which I love. Of course, you've got pull for lockdown, kind of like you have on a spaceship or a jet or something like that. This is obviously inspired by space and NASA and that sort of theming, if the Galaxy didn't tip you off. The sock liner of the shoe also features this really nice Galaxy print. I wonder if I can pull out the insole. Let me see. It's crazy that we're on like the KD 16 now. Look at that insole. That is so sick. Fire. Straight fire. Now it's kind of a bummer that the best Galaxy hit on the shoe is on the insole, but I do like the sort of NASA spaceship, spacesuit theming that they've got going on. Okay, give me a second, guys. Come on. I got it. No, I didn't get it. Talk about basketball sneakers you should probably size up in. Of course, you got a strap on the shoe. I wasn't actually going to show you guys that, but I have to kind of loosen the laces to get the insole back in. Whew. Well, one cool detail that I never noticed is the orange hit underneath the strap. The patch on the tongue is also cool with the, it looks like a, oh, it's a horse. It's a Pegasus. I thought it was a rooster at first. Oh shoot, hold up. The strap is also reflective. I didn't even notice that until I got it in the right light. The strap is reflective. It looks like the rest of the upper is not, but the strap is sort of a 3M-like material. I mean, it's a really wild-looking sneaker. I'm sure it performs great on court. I've never played basketball in a pair of KD4s, but you also got KD's logo right there in the back, which I forgot to mention. But very, very clean, very cool, definitely eye-catching. And man, I love that Nike's bringing back these All-Star sneakers from 2012. It's so sick. Some of the best performance basketball sneakers. And of course, All-Star Weekend being sort of a basketball, I was gonna call it a holiday, but a basketball event. Most of the sneakers that are releasing are going to be basketball sneakers. What's interesting is that over the last probably decade or so, probably even more than that, All-Star Weekend has not only been like a week-long basketball event, but it's also been this week-long sneaker release event. So we've gotten crazy Nike sneakers like the KD4 Galaxies, some of the other shoes that we're gonna look at later on in the video. We got the Yeezy Quantums from back in 2020. We had the New Beginnings pack, which is fire. I still wasn't able to get a pair of those, but they are releasing in the Whatnot stream, so maybe I'll get them on Thursday. We'll see. I mean, there's countless other sneakers. The Galaxy Foamposites. I think even the cream-colored Off-White 5s dropped on All-Star Weekend. There's a lot of crazy, crazy stuff dropping. It's always a good time of the year. I love it. So the KD4 Galaxies officially release on the 15th for a retail price of $130, which is not bad for a pair of sneakers that used to have insane hype on it. And this year, it looks like we're getting a lot of throwbacks, which I'm actually really excited for. The next sneaker that we're getting from Takeout, ooh, they sent stickers. Got some Takeout stickers. The next sneaker that we got from Takeout is a pair of shoes that I'm actually incredibly excited for. You guys might recognize the box. It is the Eggplant Foamposites. So I think the Eggplant foams actually released back in 2009. So 2 years, or actually 3 years before the KD4s, but Nike's bringing them back this year, which I'm sure a lot of people are excited about. Again, Foamposites aren't as hot as they used to be, but I got my metallic red Foamposites actually from Takeout, and I love those shoes. They're so fire. These are another super clean, super wearable shoe. Actually, probably more wearable than the metallic reds because they're a little bit more, I guess, subtle, but you still get that really cool iridescent look on the upper of these foams. These are Foamposite 1s, not Foamposite Pros. The difference, I think, is the Nike swoosh on the side, or it's one of the differences, but that's the most obvious difference. The upper of the shoe comes with that really cool sort of purple to copper colored iridescent fade. You've got black laces, you've got a purple Nike swoosh there towards the toe, you've got the purple penny logo on the heel. I love the translucent outsoles. These are a little bit different than the original, but they still add to the look and it still works with the sneaker. And hopefully they don't yellow as quickly as other translucent outsoles that we've seen over the past couple of years, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if it's because I grew up in Maryland around Baltimore, or if I just really like sort of retro futuristic looking basketball sneakers, but there's something about the Foamposites that while it's not a shoe that I throw on every single day, I just have a soft spot for them. I just really like them a lot. Now I do hope that they bring back the Galaxy Foamposites this year. I've heard that there was a rumor that they were gonna bring them back, and then people were saying that wasn't true, and now people are saying it's true again, so I don't think anyone really knows what's happening. I personally don't think that they're coming back. I think that that rumor was probably false, but I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong because I'd love to have that shoe. That's literally a grail of mine. But hey, if it's not true, we still have these guys. These are a similar vibe. They're actually probably more wearable nowadays than the Galaxies because they're not as crazy. But yeah, still a clean sneaker, still one of those iconic Foamposite colors. Let me know in the comment section down below if you had a pair of these back in 2009. I just picked up the Supreme Foamposites last year in Japan. Crazy shoe, check out the vlog if you haven't yet. But like I said, got a soft spot for Foamposites. Retail price of these guys is gonna be $240, and it looks like they've actually pushed back the release date of these guys, or maybe it just never was All-Star Weekend, but it's now February 29th. I'm pretty sure that these were supposed to release during All-Star Weekend, but for whatever reason, pushed them back, so I guess it doesn't really fit with the theme of the video, but originally I thought that these were All-Star Weekend releases, so at least you get to see them early, regardless. So again, if you wanna grab any of these shoes, you can grab them from Takeout in New York City and online. So next up is a pair of shoes that I don't know if a lot of people are excited about. I'm seeing a lot of hype for them online, but I personally am really excited about these guys. But it's a pair of Air Maxes, and not one that you might expect. Also, the box is heavier than I expected. Like way heavier than a standard pair of Air Maxes. I'm really interested to see these. Okay, let's pop the top. So these are the Air Max Plus Drifts, a brand new take on the Air Max Plus with apparently tuned air units. I don't know exactly what that means, but they're tuned. So first off, this shoe is way heavier than a standard pair of Air Max Pluses, and I think that's because they've really chunked up, they've chunked up the outsole and the midsole a little bit. It's got a lot more rubber on this shoe, it feels like. Also on the upper of the shoe too. I actually really love the way this sneaker looks. Now I've said it before and I'll say it again, I'm not a huge Air Max Plus or even Vapor Max Plus fan. This one though, the way that they molded and sculpted the pattern on the upper and the fade from blue to red, or I guess blue to brown towards the toe of the sneaker, I'm about it. I think it's really clean. I love the fact that you've got this gum outsole. Big fan of gum outsoles. You've got cream, you've got blue, you've got white. It's a really cool looking sneaker. Ooh, it's got tuned air on the heel. So they're really making that a big selling point of the shoe. This is kind of wild. It's definitely different than I expected. Like it's definitely more of a, it's got some heft. It's got some heft. I feel like this is a modernization of the Air Max Pluses, which was already a pretty modern shoe, but they've really tried to make it look a bit more retro modern, kind of like the Foamposites actually. You know what? It's definitely got a similar vibe. It's got that same sort of linear pattern on the upper. I think I do prefer... That's tough, because this has got the history. This one's super clean, but this is a pair that I throw on a much more regular basis. So I don't know. I'd probably wear this more right now at least, but in 2010 this would be the move. I don't know, this shoe is really clean. I'm excited to throw this pair on. I'm actually gonna do a full review on the sneaker, so if you guys wanna check that out, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I really don't know what the hype levels are gonna be like on this. I know that people are excited about it. I know that people are interested in it, but I really don't know whether people are gonna be losing their minds and these shoes are gonna sell out, or if these shoes are just gonna sit on shelves. I really don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if this colorway, this launch colorway, is more difficult to find in stores, but then the subsequent colorways are easy to find. That's usually what happens with like newer Nike silhouettes, especially when they're not limited. I don't think this is gonna be limited. I think this is gonna be a GR, but still I think it's gonna be relatively popular. So we'll have to wait and see. But again, stay tuned for the review. It's coming on the channel very, very soon, so make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet. And I'm excited to rock these, man. I might actually rock these to SneakerCon this weekend, which by the way, if you guys are in Philadelphia, make sure to stop by SneakerCon Philadelphia. I will be there with my sock brand Apothecary for our home SneakerCon event. It's gonna be crazy. We actually are also dropping the official SneakerCon socks, so if you wanna grab this, stop by SneakerCon Philly, stop by, say what's up, this Saturday, the 17th, between 12 p.m. and 7 p.m. at the Philadelphia Convention Center. So I'll see you guys there. Let me know what you guys think of my kicks when you get there. I might wear these, I might wear another pair. You guys will just have to wait and see what I rock. Actually, what's the retail price on these guys? I think it's $185, which is a lot for a pair of Air Maxes, but these do feel more premium than regular Air Maxes. I'm not sure where the Drift name came from. They probably just needed a name to tack on there at the end to make it known that it's a new pair of sneakers. Let me throw these on for you really quick. I'm kind of interested in trying these on. So I'll be honest, I'm standing in a bedroom in the bottom of my house with carpeted floors. The on-foot feel, it doesn't, I can't really give you guys an accurate description of that. I will say that it does fit true to size, which is good. Nike sneakers tend to do that. So if you're grabbing these, grab true to size. Feels like a standard pair of Air Max Pluses, man. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't feel any different. I don't know what this tuned air is, but maybe I'll notice that the more that I wear it. Who knows? And I believe that these shoes drop on the 15th, although it is technically a GR, which means that the release date could just move depending on the store, but I'm pretty sure these guys are dropping on the 15th. And then finally, we've got one of the most anticipated sneaker releases of the entire year. This is a pair that I got on the sneakers app. Unfortunately, not my size. This is my wife's size. I actually do already have a pair of these in my size, but here's a women's size for you. I don't want to like rip this box open, but the tab sucks. All right, well hopefully I don't have to return this because the box is destroyed. Just from the box, you guys probably already know what it is. So this is the Air Jordan 4 Bread Reimagined, officially releasing this Saturday the 17th for a retail price of $215, at least for the men's pair. The women's pair is definitely cheaper. I think it's closer to like 180 or 200. I don't remember exactly what I paid for this. But regardless, incredible pair of shoes. Probably the most hotly anticipated sneaker of the year so far. Possibly the most anticipated sneaker of the year in total. Now, like I mentioned, this is my wife's pair. This is a grade school size because she's got small feet. This is what a size 9 looks like next to her size. There are some differences, obviously. The outsole of the shoe comes with a Jumpman instead of the Nike Air like on the standard pair. You do have the Nike Air on the heel though. You also have less lace eyelets, but those are kind of like the main differences. I'm sure that there are more, but those are the ones that I'm aware of. Let me put my wife's pair down and talk about the men's pair. I love this shoe so much. Like the leather used on the shoe, while not being the most amazing leather in the world, because none of Jordan Brand's leather is the most amazing leather in the world, it still feels really nice to the touch. It's very soft. It's very nicely tumbled. The colorway is incredible. This is obviously an OG Air Jordan 4 colorway, the bread colorway. The difference, and the reason it's called the Reimagined 4s, is because the upper of the shoe originally came in nubuck, and all of the retros up until 2019 came in nubuck, and this 2024 retro of the shoe is coming in leather instead, which I think there are some OG heads out there who are not happy about this, but for a majority of people, at least from what I can tell, majority of sneakerheads, this shoe is an insta-cop. Now this is technically not the OG because it doesn't feature the same materials, but 4s are incredibly hot right now, especially when it comes to Jordan sneakers. It's just a great all-around silhouette, and man, you can't beat black, red, and white color blocking, or black and red color blocking. It just doesn't get any better than this. Now there are apparently a lot of pairs of these available. There should be hundreds of thousands of pairs, but even with that, these shoes are still gonna be pretty difficult to get because of how hyped up they are. I think even with early access, there were tens of thousands of pairs available and they sold out instantly. And of course, when they do this much wider release on the 17th, it's still gonna sell out very quickly. I think in store, you probably gotta enter a bunch of raffles. I don't know what Takeout is doing for their release procedure, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a raffle of some kind. So make sure to stay on top of your game, because these shoes are not gonna be easy to get. But again, if you guys wanna hear my full thoughts on this sneaker to prepare you for the release when it happens this Saturday, make sure to check out my review, link at the top of the screen. Personally, it's one of my favorite sneaker releases of the year. I know it's only February, but this is gonna be in my top 10 list. Maybe not at the top, maybe not at the bottom. I don't know where it's gonna be, but it's gonna be on the list somewhere. But hey, let me know which one of these All-Star Weekend releases you're looking forward to most. I would love to know your thoughts. I'm sure most people will be looking forward to the Breads, but there's a lot of other great shoes that you can pick up, probably for retail, at least the Air Max Drifts, maybe the KDs, I'm dropping everything. Maybe the the KDs, maybe the Foamposites, I don't know. I don't think these guys will sell as quickly as the Bred 4s because this is like the pair that everyone's been waiting for, but they're all fire releases. You can't go wrong with any of them. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to stay tuned for my review of the shoe coming up in the very near future, and I will see you all in the next one.